Hey everybody, Bob Duselier, purchasing manager here at GoMotorBids.com, back with another installment of What Did Bob Buy? We're going to start out real quick with a fairly nice collection that we bought with a bunch of auto art, some Exoto, but the three pieces that I want to focus on that came in on this set are right here. First, we'll go with the Mini Champs Porsche 940 GTS. This was raced in 1964. I didn't want to pull it out of the box because it looks like the owner really never even displayed it. It's in great shape. Packaging is in great shape. You can kind of get a shot of what the car will look like right there. A little backstory on the back of the box, as usual with the Mini Champs. Very nice piece. Over here, you don't see too many of these on the website. This was a GMP produced McLaren piece. You've seen some low wings, some high wings. This particular car is the number 4 high wing. This is a very, very collectible piece, and when we get these on the site, they go pretty quickly because we don't get to see a lot of these. The production numbers were low, and it's kind of a sought-after collectible. Kind of gives the story here of the M8B from the 1969 season, talking about Bruce McLaren. Also, you can see the color of what the die-cast will be. In fact, on this one, it's a little easier to open up, so let me open this up real quick. You can get a better look at it there. You can see it's all in the original packaging, tissue paper still on top of it. So look for this to come across the auction block here pretty soon. Then finally, we're moving on to a very cool piece that you don't see many of. This is commemorating the 1969 1-2-3 finish at Le Mans. It's made by Exoto, so obviously for those of you that know Exoto, you know that this is a very highly detailed piece. Precision manufacturing, very detailed, and this is basically one of 1966. Obviously they did that for the 1966 Le Mans race, but this is number, I believe I had it here on the sheet, apologize, number 75 of 1,966. It is the 3 GT40s that finished 1-2-3 at Le Mans. This set retailed for over $2,000 originally via Exoto. So we'll have this as a featured auction coming up here pretty soon. So get your pocketbooks out and get ready to bid on this puppy. This is highly collectible, as I say in every video 3 million times. I know you're annoyed hearing that, but now I'm going to make fun of myself. So look for this piece coming across the auction block. But over here we got a couple other very cool pieces that just came in. We recently bought a small collection of vintage uniforms, and two of the more spectacular uniforms that we've had here in the history of GMB happen to come in this collection. The first right here, as you can see, I kind of held them up here on the shipping boxes just to kind of spread them out. But this is a Neil Bonnett 1983 driver suit, and back in the early 80s and even into the mid 80s, drivers had 2, maybe 3 suits for the entire season. They would just wash them and reuse them again. And let me show you something kind of here. If you have this yearbook at home, you can take a look at this later, the 1983 Winston Cup yearbook. If you look on page 85, you will see a picture of Neil Bonnett in victory lane after winning the World 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which people have now come to know as the Coca-Cola 600. But if you look real closely, this is the exact uniform that Neil was wearing when he won this race. And I'll have Jason pan down here real quick. As you can see, it's been washed, but all the same soil markings here above the knee, here on the hip. As you can see, these same soil markings in the picture that Jason caught earlier. This was the uniform that Neil was wearing when he won the World 600. I mean, right down to the patches, the stains. I kind of recreated the fold of his collar. He had it unzipped here. This was folded in. If you were to unfold this, you would see the 2 small Ogden patches, which you can kind of see the tops of as the uniform was folded in. But this is the actual uniform that Neil Bonnett was wearing in this picture after he won the World 600 at Charlotte. So this was also the last season that Neil drove this car before joining Junior Johnson. So I mean, not only is this highly collectible because of its age, it's also very highly collectible due to the fact that Neil Bonnett was actually wearing this when he won the World 600, and quite possibly later on that year in November when he won Atlanta, he could have been wearing this uniform. We don't have any pictures to document that just yet. We're going to do some further research, but we do know that he was wearing this when he won the World 600. I'm sorry, my arm's in the way. There at Charlotte Motor Speedway back in on May 29th, 1983. Now, this is very cool. Follow me around the corner here. Take a look at this. This, my friends, is one of the more rare fire suits we're probably ever going to have. It is a 1983 Dale Earnhardt, obviously a season-used race suit from the 1983 season when he was driving the number 15 Wrangler Ford. So all of you know that is rare in itself because he only drove that Ford for a very, very short period of time. And once again, we went back to our handy dandy 1983 Winston Cup yearbook, and we happened to find a picture of Dale and Teresa talking here on pit road. And if you look at the stains in this picture, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, you can see the stains on his right hip, in the crotch region, and right below the belt area. And I don't know if the camera can pick it up here. We'll have some detailed stills when we auction this off. You can see the stain here and the stain over on the hip region right here. Obviously these uniforms have been washed, which that's what they had to do back then because they only got 2 or 3, but you are looking at 2 really nice pieces of NASCAR history that are going to be coming across the auction block in the fall. These are going to be some special theme auctions that we're going to do, but we just got them in, so I thought I would at least show you guys so you can salivate at what you're going to be able to bid on here in the fall on GoMotorBids.com. So, once again, hey, thanks for joining us. This has been another installment of What Did Bob Buy? I'll see you next time.
People come to my house, they take stuff inside of my house.